To try and describe Erika Ellis in a few words is next to impossible, I have to say. Here's a small taste of the things that she does. She's a writer, photographer, singer, dancer, musician, project manager, art curator, administrative mom and wife, bona fide hustler. She also has one of the most beautiful websites that I've ever come across, both in terms of photography and visual style, and just straight written word. She's also the meaning of the hashtag hair goals, and absolutely where I wish that I could get my mane to grow to. I'm so excited to bring to the stage Erika Ellis. How do you do everything that you have going on? Because I was blown away.
I just do what interests me, and I've always been that way since like I was a kid. My parents would put limitations on like how many activities I could be a part of. So each season it's like, okay, you can do like one athletic thing and one artistic thing or whatever. And it was the only way that they could like not go crazy driving me from project to project, and that I would get enough sleep and have time to do homework and things like that.
And now that that's gone?
Now that that's gone, I'm just like pile it all on, just give it to me. It's like I'm a hoarder of talents and skills.
Nice. And what are you mostly doing these days?
These days I am mostly writing, and I put like a bookmark, an 8-year bookmark in my undergrad degree. So I am back at Portland State, and I'm very close to finishing up there. So I'm doing quite a bit of academic life and motherhood and some like event production. So
yeah, I saw that you've been writing a lot about motherhood lately, right? And you put together a really interesting post. Can I read part of it?
Yeah.
Okay. And I love how you put this. You said, our values are set to different levels on different things. Some are everyday. We'll try that again. Our value. That almost went really bad because I just about fell over in the chair. So you said, our values are set to different levels on different things. Some are everyday issues like feeding, sleeping, educating. Others are big picture issues like when to discipline, when to encourage, when to let go, when to hold on. Talk to me more about that. Where does that come from? How do you write such amazing things and have such amazing thoughts?
I think that for me, writing is how I process like how I'm feeling, what's going on in the world around me. And so to be able to like kind of sit there and say, okay, this is, I could feel one of two ways. I don't want to feel negative about a situation. So I just come away from a lot of things thinking I'm different. I was raised under these certain things, so I have this level of values, and you were raised probably under different values. Like we have different things that were placed in our paths, so we just prioritize things in different types of ways. So if we can accept that, then maybe we can move forward and like connect on the things that we have in common, or just find humanity in our differences.
We're post-election at this stage, and we as a city are making national headlines, or international headlines, I should say, because we're pissed for many reasons, really. Yeah, but people are pissed. I mean, what do we do with that? I love your idea of people have different values, and you know, but then at the same time there are entire value kind of systems and structures that it seems to be at least a lot of the city don't agree with, or whatever. I mean, what do you do with that?
It's hard to like. To me, it feels so simple. Like, oh, I've solved the world problem. Like we could just like accept one another and let's just love each other. But it doesn't really work that way. But I mean, with the election, it's done. We just kind of have to be like, all right, now what? Like, let's move forward. Let's keep going. And I think that acting out of fear is definitely going to keep us in this in a very negative place. In order to move forward, we have to act out of love, and we have to band together, and we have to like lift each other up and support one another, and not like nitpick at these like little these like minor differences, because in the grand scheme of it all, it's like they really are like, they're just teeny little blips and like what it all means to be a human and have a human experience.
Have your feelings and opinions on those sorts of things, have they changed post motherhood? I don't have kids, so I'm curious.
I think I have more compassion for people in general. Like, one way that I look at people that I would like otherwise maybe like not like so much is I try to picture them as a preschooler.
Really?
I know. I try to picture them as a preschooler, because then like you just think of them as good in some way. Like, even if they are like a piece of shit, like you can just still be like, at one point, like somebody loved you or something, or maybe you were
at one point you weren't such a piece of shit.
Exactly.
But now you see.
Right. Like the other day, like I was like having a conversation with one of my neighbors, and this like man was doing his like leaf blowing thing, and he was behind us in a parking lot.
I got one of those outside
right,
my
exactly,
outside my
and
place
they
too,
do it like ungodly, like early, like
Hate that
7:30.
guy.
They're such dicks. Anyway, so he's like blowing his leaves, and we don't really see him, but we know he's behind us. And I guess he wanted us to move off of the sidewalk, and instead of asking us or like, you know, communicating with us, he starts like blowing like right at us, and the fumes were terrible. And yeah, thank you.
Good on Matt.
The fumes were awful, and then he started saying that we were passive aggressive because we knew he was there and like didn't move. Yeah. So like he finally like walks away, and my neighbor is like pissed, you know, and I'm like, I think he probably just needs a nap and a snack, you know, like
somebody get this man some apple juice.
I know. So I don't know. I think that motherhood has made it so that I tend to have more compassion for people, and I think maybe a lot of mothers feel the same way. Like, I don't know. I think the future would be a lot better if we just had like a round table of like badass moms calling the shots, like fix everything.
You think we should just replace city council?
Yeah, just like 12 moms, like get all the meetings in between like naps and dinner. Be set.
Be done. That's honestly the best plan that I've heard for Portland coming out in quite a while.
We could fix the budget. We could fix like time management. We could like solve all the wars. We could just, it'd be pretty simple. It'd be like, all right, everybody needs a nap, a juice box, maybe some crackers.
Have you called Ted Wheeler about this?
I will.
Just let him know. Ted, if you're watching, give Erika a call. She'll put together some moms. They'll fix everything. Nice. Do you perform in the city?
A little bit. I actually just got back from touring with the PSU Jazz Ensemble.
Wow.
So we just got back last night.
And do you sing with them?
I do. Yeah, I sing with them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are you? What's that look like? Is it just you on the stage with the whole backing band?
It's a small ensemble of maybe like there's like 16 vocalists and a 3-piece rhythm section. Make really incredible music together, and yeah, it's wonderful.
Are you from Portland?
I am. I moved to Portland when I was 9 from military life. So I was living on a few military bases before that, and my parents split, and my mom relocated us here.
What are some of the changes that you've personally experienced?
I think personally the biggest change was like being a kid here in the 90s and being from a city that people don't really know like what to make of it. Like I grew up wanting to be from someplace special. So I would say as soon as I turn 18, I'm moving to Hollywood. Like you can't tell me anything. I'm getting out of here. I'm going to go and be on like, I'm going to win Grammys and just be amazing. And then I did move to LA for a couple of years, and then I missed Portland so much, and I came back, and then Portland just felt different. In a lot of ways, it still feels like home. I absolutely love the city, but it's like cool. And it's a little weird to be the kid who was not cool in a place that is now really cool.
I feel like everybody that grew up here feels like they're not cool.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what you do.
So I feel like you need to go back and tell like my 12-year-old self, like, your time's coming, kid. Thing.
Be there. Right, just hang out a little bit longer. Totally.
Just hold on.
Yeah. So you're going to school.
Yep.
Right now. Is that pretty much just occupying all of your time? Because I saw that you had a creative agency or something like that.
Yeah,
right?
I have just kind of I just like live this very go with the flow sort of life. So I make little blocks of time for everything. So my school life is, I'm a full-time student, but it doesn't really feel full-time because like I do so many other things too. So I think the biggest chunk of time obviously is my family. And then, yeah, creating projects with like a couple of clients that I absolutely adore and love making things for. But I get to work with other creative people, so I don't feel like it's taking up so much of me. Like I just like to contribute to some bigger picture. Like it's not about me.
Nice.
Yeah.
One last thing. I'm hoping to get people on board as they come on the show with spoiling some spots that we know of. And I know that these are closely guarded secrets, at least they are for me. And you can, for me, you can, I will give up one to start, right?
Hit me.
I'm gonna go with, for brunch, if you want a great brunch and you don't want to wait in line, I would recommend Moo Moo's in Northwest 21st.
Oh, I live like right around there. I never thought to go there for brunch.
Yeah.
That's
But if you live in Beaverton, you stay the fuck away from Moo Moo's.
because you're messing up the traffic.
You're messing it up. You can go to brunch early at Moo Moo's. Around 1:30, that's my brunch time.
Long John Silver or something.
Long John Silver, right? Yeah. So
it's my turn.
Yeah.
To spoil a place.
Spoil a spot.
I love this place, but I do feel like maybe it's a little bit like spoiled already because the price has gone up. But I think that the most amazing like meat is at like the Uptown Market, like right above like Northwest 23rd. And it's called Phil's Meat Market, and they have a little like grill outside, and they just like grill these meats, and they make a little bento on like rice, and you could do veggies and the sweet chili sauce and teriyaki. Oh, it's so freaking good. Used to be $5, now it's $7. I know, right? I'm like, what? So it's not exactly like cheap eats if you know what it was originally priced at, but it's damn good. There's like never a line, and I can tell when somebody just like stumbled upon it because they're just like, holy shit, what is this? It's so good.
Perfect. And what's it called?
Phil's Meat Market.
And where's it at?
It's like Uptown Market, so it's right above Northwest 23rd.
If you want to check out more of Erika's work and what she's doing these days, you can see her on erikaelliscreative.tumblr.com.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll be right back after this.
Stuff for the one that got away. When we left for dead, you're the one we gotta say. Framed by the pigs way back in Jersey. The only thing you're really free to do is serve. So when you fight for your rights and you stand, watch out for the man, pouring drugs to your land, guns in your hand. Yes, Mando, go and tell, bro. Don't he open any letters, hit this with the go and tell, bro. Whips and chains, you sit around waiting for the shit to change. You point fingers, not acting, just complain. Assad didn't fight, just to shift the blame. Kids getting off for murder, nobody pushing it further. Bunch of lost sheep out here looking for a herder. Killed off our leaders, what the fuck you expect? Violence see to be the only thing you respect. I watch news clips today. America always got some shit to say. See terror breeds terror. They just dropped bombs, some mothers and their kids, yeah, just today. But shit, I don't wanna talk right now. Took another bullet to my heart right now. Told Bobby come out naked so they wouldn't shoot their weapons. Seen his mama get the news, yeah, it's hard right now. Now whips and chains, the American way. Slaves, whips and chains. Kill Martin, but you'll never get a solder. Kill Malcolm, but you'll never get a solder. Whips and chains, the American way. Slaves, whips and chains. Kill Bobby, but you'll never get a solder. Kill Fred, but you'll never get a solder. Crips and Bloods, Pimps and thugs. Nobody kill their brother, nigga, just because you created these conditions. Racism, segregation in LA. Fed kids on spoonfuls of hate. Chasing Panthers out the states. Whoa, run, go aside a run. Tortured that woman in a cell. Broke her out of jail. Now you wanna spread propaganda, but we woke up. No more for you to sell. Devils go to hell. Fred Hampton, the inner city. Building unity with gangs. They working with him. CIA did everything they could to flood the hoods with heroin. At the same time, snatch away our heroines. But I don't wanna talk right now. Took another bullet to my heart right now. Drug Fred fell asleep beside his bed, then they shot him dead, bottle in a sack. Yeah, it's hard right now. Now whips and chains, the American way. Slaves, whips and chains. Kill Bobby, but you'll never get a Sophie, but you'll never get us out of. Kill Huey, but you'll never get us out of. Kill King, kill X, kill Fred. She escaped, you put a bounty on her head. Poison water in the air and the food. We already dead, so what else we got to lose? Once we realize the power that we have as a people and put our minds together as we unite to defeat you. Question lies they teach you, don't conform to authority, cause under uniforms, human borns that bleed too. No justice, no peace, what the people say. The Indigos finna go rise and lead the way. Want them 54 cop, but where's that for Trayvon, Grant Rice, Mike Brown, and Freddie Gray? But I don't wanna talk right now. Took another bullet to my heart right now. Everybody's gone, now they wanna start and touch us, while the revolution, yeah, it's about to start right now.
I have advocated, and I still advocate, revolutionary changes in the structure and in the principles that govern the United States. I advocate self-determination for my people and for all oppressed people inside the United States. I advocate an end to capitalist exploitation, the abolition of racist policies, the eradication of sexism, and the elimination of political repression. If that is a crime, then I am totally guilty.
Whips and chains, the American way, slaves, whips and chains. Kill Martin, but you'll never get us out of. Kill Malcolm, but you'll never get us out of. Whips and chains, the American way, slaves, whips and chains. Kill Fred, but you'll never get us out of. Kill Huey, but you'll never get us out of.
My next guest is the founder and editor-in-chief of She Shreds magazine, a magazine dedicated to women guitarists, Fabi Reyna.
Hello.
What got you to start She Shreds?
A lot of different things. You know, as a woman who is Mexican, who is a lesbian, who was raised by a single mom, you know, and I express myself through music, and guitar specifically. But when I looked to find people like me, and specifically looked in media or looked at guitar magazines, I didn't. I didn't read stories like mine, and I didn't see myself, and I didn't feel like it was for me. But I came to the rock and roll camp for girls in Portland when I was 13, thanks to my mom. And I found this amazing community of women who were amazing musicians. And it completely changed my whole entire life and the trajectory of what I was doing and where I was going and what I wanted to do. I did that for about 6 years. I finished high school, and a year later, I started She Shreds.
Nice. Did you have any kind of print background, or were you just figuring it out as you went, or how'd that work?
I literally, in high school, said once, like the last thing I'll do in the world is like be in a newspaper, like be in like in the newspaper industry. I was like the quintessential like bad kid who like never went to class and got like F's in English and stuff like that. But so no, I didn't have any background in marketing or printing or writing or managing or editing or sales. But what I do have and what I have always had is vision, passion, and drive. So that has allowed me to figure it out.
No doubt. What's your vision for the magazine? I mean, looking like 5-10 years out.
Yeah,
What's
totally.
She Shreds look like?
Well, I'll tell you that we just bought SheShreds.com. It used to be SheShredsMag.com, and it's for the purpose of eventually having She Shreds be a platform for not just women guitarists, but women musicians, sports, anything that has to do with being able to tell the stories and the perspectives of women in every industry, because in every single industry we are not treated equally. And it's not so much about even being treated equally. I believe that if we tell the stories of the people that we have yet to hear from, we can create a history and a future that is for all of us. And so that's the goal. And I guess to add to that, I do think that we need to create this really specific platform for these voices because mainstream media isn't run by marginalized people. It's run by white men, and therefore they're not going to understand why we need our voices to be told, and they're not going to seek that out. And so, you know, I believe that we do need this specific platform until we see that change.
Mm-hmm. For your first issue, what issue are you on right now?
We're working on issue number 12.
Number 12. Wow. Do you do monthly?
We're Triennial magazine, and we publish online twice a day.
Twice. Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we're more of a media company.
Yeah.
The magazine is now has turned into something that is really important because I think holding something physically and the time spent in making the magazine is really impacting. But we are starting to do documentaries now next year. We publish educationally, news, interviews and profiles online. And aside from that, we of course have like our social media and telling our story through that.
Is it all in Portland?
Well, no, 2 of our staff members are in Portland, and we have an office in Portland, and then we have 2 more staff members in Chicago and New York, and then 100 and plus, about 500 contributors a year, worldwide.
How do you kind of feel coming up and being a role model for young women?
I think it's, I really feel so grateful to be a woman of color and to have the experiences that I've had because I think that besides, you know, being a role model and making sure that I tell the perspective of women, I think it's so important to tell the perspectives of Latinas, and I'm Mexican, and Black people, and just, you know, all marginalized humans. So I feel really grateful for being able to tell and approach these people and our sponsors from that perspective.
Are you specifically focusing on, or do you try and highlight more women of color?
I think that I see those women first because of where I come from. So I don't try to do it; it just happens. But it definitely, I will never have an issue where I'm not. It's just all one. You know, one race or one identity. It's always in an issue. There's going to be rock. There's going to be blues. There's going to be metal. There's going to be folk. And I think that those all play into each other. You know, I don't think that like country music would exist without jazz. And, you know, so that's kind of the message that I'm trying to promote. And it's really interesting because our readership is 60% women, but 40% men. And so to me, it's really telling that people just want to see these perspectives. People want to understand culture from not just the perspective of straight white men. Mm-hmm. You know, we want to see what else is really out there. Are
there any kind of articles that really stick out in your mind that you've seen come across your desk and you're like, yes, we have to publish this one?
Yeah, there's so many. It's by far one of the craziest things that I have discovered in this process is that the history that I know is so it's just told by one person, you know, and to me, discovering the women who were pioneers, were some of the first creators of instruments, of genres of blues, you know, 80-year-old women who are playing guitar now who have never, you would never know about them, you know, and being able to tell their story and having them in the magazine and just being a part of history now, you know, is really, really cool. And specifically, we did this in our 5th issue. We did sort of a look at mariachi music from and with like all women mariachis. And I learned so much about my culture and about just kind of like that really machismo genre. And it was really cool to just look at history and like the timeline, 1900 to now, and just how, you know, women were a part of that genre.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Perfect. And you said the new site you just bought sheshreds.com.
Yeah.
But is that where people should go, or is it another site currently?
Yeah, no, people should go still to sheshredsmag.com. Yeah.
When's the next issue come out?
So we just had our last issue come out a couple weeks ago with Brittany Howard of Alabama Shakes on the cover. And the next issue will be out in February.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's great. If you would like to see more of She Shreds, you can go to sheshredsmag.com. Thank you so much for coming in and chatting
Thanks a lot.
with us. Yeah, sure.
Cool.
Sit around waiting for the shit to change. You point fingers, not at, just complain. Decided didn't fight, just shift the blame. Kids getting off for murder, nobody pushing it further. Bunch of lost sheep out here looking for a herder. Killed off our leaders, what the fuck you expect? Violence see to be the only thing you respect. I watch news clips today. America had always got some shit to say. See terror breeds terror. Just dropped bombs, some mothers and the kids, yeah, just today. But shit, I don't wanna talk right now. Took another bullet to my heart right now. So Bobby come out naked so they wouldn't shoot their weapons. Seen his mama get the news, yeah, it's hard right now. Now whips and chains, the American way, slaves, whips and chains. Kill Martin, but you'll never get a side of. Kill Malcolm, but you'll never get a side of. Whips and chains, the American way, slaves, whips and chains. Kill Bobby, but you'll never get a side of. Kill Fred, but